Neil began kicking the cell door and did not stop. Enter Sheriff John Sproles, wearing a helmet, carrying a beanbag shotgun, and issuing a warning to Neil.
You kick the door again and you're going to get some rounds, okay?
So what if I told you shooting an inmate with a less lethal weapon only a few feet away from him was illegal? You would state that I know that's illegal. But what if I told you it was perfectly legal if you're the sheriff, an elected official?
Neil began kicking the cell door and did not stop. Enter Sheriff John Sproles, wearing a helmet, carrying a beanbag shotgun, and issuing a warning to Neil.
You kick the door again and you're going to get some rounds, okay?
Neil did not stop, and the sheriff started firing. In just 36 seconds, the sheriff would fire a total of 4 rounds into the back of Neil's legs.
We'll go all day. You do it again, we'll go all day.
Now I know what you're thinking. You're saying that there's no way this can be legal, but it has to be because the FBI took a look at it and the sheriff was able to explain away why he took these actions, and they bought it.
It was shocking, actually.
The sheriff in a March interview explained his actions this way.
We're telling him, stop kicking the door. I can't let him shatter his ankle or splinter his shin bone on that door, or we most certainly are going to get sued.
Put your hands out so we put cuffs on.
The sheriff added he'd been cleared of wrongdoing. To prove it, Sproles shared an email apparently from an agent with the Indianapolis FBI office notifying the sheriff the U.S. Attorney's Office would not be pursuing federal charges. We contacted the local FBI office to confirm the email's authenticity. A spokesperson only offered no comment. So why federal charges in one jail shooting and not the other? We reached out to U.S. Attorney Zachary Myers, who makes those decisions. A spokesperson replied, "We cannot confirm or deny the existence of an investigation."
So obviously becoming sheriff comes with some perks. You're able to shoot people with less lethal rounds simply for annoying you, because that's all that was going on. And the explanation you can get away with is what he stated. Well, I did not want him to hurt himself, so therefore, basically, I decided to hurt him. But as many of us know, less lethal rounds can be deadly. What rubber bullets can do to the human body. Victoria Snellgrove was in a crowd celebrating the Boston Red Sox win over the New York Yankees in 2004, when a police officer shot her through the eye with a rubber bullet. If she had blinked, the bullet, which was traveling at 200 feet per second, would have likely only blinded her. The muscle and skin would have provided some protection, a trauma surgeon told me. But the 21-year-old had her eyes open when the officer pulled the trigger, allowing the paintball-like projectile to rip through her eye and break apart the bones in her skull, damaging her brain. Snellgrove later died at Boston Area Hospital 11 hours after she was shot. And as we see, the guy was bleeding from his leg. You're being shot by rubber bullets or even beanbags from 3 to 4 feet away simply because he was annoying the jail guards. I worked inside of a jail before, and sometimes the best thing you can do is ignore what's happening. Sometimes they're going to kick a door. Ignore it. They won't kick it all night. You don't walk inside of there and shoot them with beanbags or rubber bullets. So here's the next question. What happens if you're not the sheriff? You're just a regular deputy and you shoot someone with less lethal. What's the outcome?
2 similar shootings inside the Henry County Jail, 2 very different outcomes. We start with a former Henry County jail guard, Curtis Doty, 2 weeks ago, agreed to a plea deal. He'll plead guilty to a federal felony charge for shooting a jail inmate with a pepper ball round.
I had my hands up in surrender mode. Hey, I'm facing the wall and I'm like this. He fires on my back.
Matthew Flick, while then still being held in the Henry County Jail, told us in February about being shot by guard Curtis Doty during a contraband search.
He was like, face the effing wall. He said, I'm facing the wall. And he shot me from this far from my back, directly behind me, standing above me. I still got the bruise on my back.
Doty's jail employment was terminated the following morning, and later he was charged with misdemeanor battery by the Henry County prosecutor. Then came the federal charge this month of deprivation of rights under color of law, which could result in prison time for Doty. Compare that to an incident in July of last year.
The sheriff's gonna bring a shotgun, and we're gonna beanbag him.
Jail inmate Marquette Neal spent 45 minutes frustrating jail officers by refusing to return to his cell. Finally, Neal agreed to enter a cell in the jail holding area, but then Neal began kicking the cell door and did not stop. Enter Sheriff John Sproles.
So enter the sheriff, and the rest is history. Yep. I guess being sheriff has its perks because he was sheriff. But leave your thoughts about this one down below. I'm curious to see what you guys think and why you guys think it played out the way it did. And in the meantime, know your rights and always record the police. With that being said, We the People University, signing off. Be sure to visit WeThePeopleUniversity.com, where you can find our latest YouTube videos, more about myself, why I left the police department, merch, and more. If you have a police encounter that you would like highlighted, visit our website and click the Submit Videos tab. Fill out the videos form submission so that we can hold these tyrants accountable. And if you guys still haven't purchased my book, Living in the World of Tyranny, you can do so at WeThePeopleUniversity.com by clicking digital copy to read it right on your phone, or you can buy the hard copy or the paperback directly from Amazon. Also, be sure to pick up your free ebook to give you tips and tricks on how to deal with cops when you encounter them. And for those of you who are still trying to learn your basic rights, register for our course to learn how to deal with police so that your rights are not violated when you encounter cops. All this and more at WeThePeopleUniversity.com.